giving Madden blues. And if you choose to run up on me, you gon' get laid out so fast. Cause I can get you with the run or I can hit you with the pass. I can't be touched and I can't be schemed. Roll you when I'm in a mud league. 2-0.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be a fairly intriguing matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Minnesota Vikings. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks very much. Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the San Francisco 49ers and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Godden alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, there'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. To throw is Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Nick Bosa. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Cousins gives way to Cook. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. And a line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. They're working out of the gun. Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. So first possession, 4th and short. Field goal's no gimme from here. You think about going for it?
I'm not just thinking about it. I'm signaling go for it. Let's get this, all right? Yeah, look, you're right. You know, the field goal is there, but it's not a chip shot. My big thing is opening drive. You're trying to establish momentum. Let's not stall it ourselves. Let's go get this first down and then continue on downfield and try and get a touchdown.
I like your confidence.
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Matt Breida with touchdown number 7 on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Gold able to tack on the extra point.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
They start the drive with Cook, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
From the 27, Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. They'll get 34 yards there. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They run. Cook. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And he'll give it here to his running back. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Throwing, Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Now on 2nd and 13. Garoppolo going right side here, and that's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 18 yards, 1st down Niners.
Here we go. 20.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a 1st down. On 1st down, here's Breida. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play, because if they get the stop and hold them to a field goal here, that's a pretty good job. They're already down on the scoreboard.
A stop now would be vital for them because it could save them from having to do it multiple times later in the game in order to either get back into it or maybe have a chance to win.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Let's go, boys.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down. On third down, Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a fourth down.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Taken in at the 11. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Let's go deep, tighten up.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. It's caught by Sanders. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. And he's got it. Got his man on the end round. Complete. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. They go play action. Cousins under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Nick Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Cousins now. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at the 20. Now Garoppolo. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Following the interception, Cousins. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. And the pressure gets to him again. Nick Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. The tackle made there by Harrison Smith. Garoppolo gives to Breida. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season. And given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes. Steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. To throw, Cousins. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means...
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Ben Gideon coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. To throw is Garoppolo. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. Under pressure, and down he goes. zone, and that's a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Ooh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. This is taken around the 12. And now out comes Minnesota. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Don't get nervous.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
First down, here's the run with Cook. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Cousins to throw it. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 31-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to the ground, Cook. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
First red zone chance now for the Vikings. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. On the ground, it's Cook. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
2 minutes remaining in this 1st half of football. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. D. Ford make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
So the 3 points there gets them a bit closer, but you can bet there's probably some guys on that sideline, Charles, thinking we deserve a better play.
No doubt, Brandon. Those 2 misses earlier are kind of hanging over them right about now. In a tight one like this, if those are makes, then obviously this is a completely different game.
That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Matt Breed in the offense heading back out. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the 1st half of play.
Here we go.
Garoppolo on 1st down. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he coughed it up. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Cousins now after the fumble recovery. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the 1st half. To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half. On 1st and 10, Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will cut the lead down to just 2. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we are at halftime here on Halloween as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, make sure you avoid the crazies out there and welcome in everybody to this Halloween edition of our EA Sports halftime report. We start with the battle of East versus West in the NFC. Philadelphia playing host to Seattle. And it's the Seahawks who have the lead as those two teams approach halftime. 2 touchdown passes there for Russell Wilson. From there, we head down to the Sunshine State to check on the Jaguars at home in Jacksonville. And they trail in their ball game at halftime to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world and see what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Browns in that one. Baker Mayfield has thrown a touchdown pass. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team.
It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
13 yards there and a Niner first. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Breida. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. Cook stripped. The ball's out.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Cousins on first down. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
When we talk about the best corners in the league, we're usually saying shut down corners, guys you can't complete passes against. Richard Sherman fits that definition to a T. The best part of his game, no wasted moves. He studies the opponent so well, hard to get a pass on Richard Sherman.
They go play action here on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw. Garoppolo on the screen. This is Coleman. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
On second down, it's Coleman. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Garoppolo looks to throw. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. There's Garoppolo to throw. And that's complete to Sanders. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 19. Garoppolo now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Matt Breida with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold with the extra point. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being...
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. And now this is right in Kyle Shanahan's wheelhouse. He'll go for 2 here.
65.
The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
They had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that two-point conversion.
And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point, but after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for two and really try to capitalize, and that's what they attempted.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Cook. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
They'll start offense.
They expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
Cook following the penalty. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a 1st down if not for that penalty moments ago. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now Cook, and he's going to be stopped short of a 1st down as they'll get to him at about the 33. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
But forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. If you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They run again with Breida, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida, and he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. On 1st down, Garoppolo. It's caught by Sanders. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 18 yards, 1st down Niners. And certainly a valuable tool to have in your kit, Emmanuel Sanders, and he's shown us quite a bit in this one.
And that's why they want to use him immediately. You know they come out of the locker room saying, let's get the ball to him.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20, and the return will stop right around the 25. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Following the interception, Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Nick Bosa, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Matt Breida in the offense heading back out. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
Pass complete here to Sanders. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the fourth and final quarter. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Wait.
Now Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Garoppolo. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd? From the gun, here's Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's Emmanuel Sanders now as he and the rest of the offense march back onto the field. Let's see here, Charles. 6 catches, over 100 yards. Call that a pretty good day at the office.
And I love the accumulation. The catches, the yardage. That means he's having a pretty good impact on this ball game and really helping his team out in a big way.
Means he wants the football again, right?
And it's funny because some of these receivers are very vocal about how much they're getting it. Others are quieter, but they still let you know, give me the ball, I'm going to make a play.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. Oh, now Breida loses it. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
That's taken on the 25. A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 15 for the Niners there and a 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Now a give coming right is Breida. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. First down. Here's Cousins. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Nick Bosa, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Cousins. And Rudolph has it left side. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A 1st down throw for Cousins. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Cousins going to throw deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. On 1st down, it's Cook. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Draw play, Madison. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Alexander Madison, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there. 77 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown one play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. He'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. 4th down, Cousins. Now this is incomplete. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, we'll likely put an end to this thing. This is Breida. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause of the action. A timeout here defensively.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They run for it with Breida, and he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. They'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Down to a knee goes Garoppolo, and that ought to do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they